Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Hello, Jody. Thanks for stopping in. Muskrat family member. I got a surprise for my family members. Surprise, surprise. Bobcat, what the what? That's what I'm talking about. Wasn't nobody on live. I was like, man, nobody's up talking late tonight. I haven't had a late night show in a long time. I thought, why not? Let's just hop in here. Catfishing with Costs. Hey, thanks for stopping in. Local 252, Mark Anthony. Lance McCoo guy, Big John. Dang, you're fast, Jody. I guess she was waiting on somebody to go live. And she said, if you don't, I will. What's going on, Jello? Chris Everett. There's Lynn Leeper. What's going on? I'm just hanging out here at the house. I was watching some live streams, and actually I try to catch up on a couple others videos. I just watched the Josh One Ton Fishing Club camping video. Well, I thought that was awesome. I'd like to get out and do a camping trip. Down East Tackle, what's going on? Thanks for stopping in. I'll drop a link out there in chat. If anybody wants to come up and hang out with me for a little bit, you're more than welcome. I don't really have a topic in mind. I didn't really have a topic in mind. I just thought I'd hop on there and hang out for a little bit. Now, Bobcat, see? You gotta be quick. 2,999 watch hours. I'll tell you what, when I go to bed tonight, I'm going to go over to Bobcat's channel and I'm going to hit a video and hit play. Now, if you have playlists set up and you go to playlist and hit play, it will actually go through every video in the playlist. So for those folks that have playlists set up, I've got some stuff set up in my playlist, but I really haven't played around with it that much, to be honest with you. I've done that before, and just let it run, get some watch hours in there. Epic should be around. Seen him lurking. This could be an all-nighter. What's going on? Fishing with Cost. There's a couple of good shows tonight. I enjoyed holy cow. Fishing with Cost dropped all the emojis in the Rat Pack. Thanks for being a channel member. I actually got some stickers. Y'all serve pie here. I need sugar. No, we got some. I ate some pork rinds tonight. That was my sweet snack. Was barbecue pork rinds. They're a good snack. Yeah, that's right. Christina and LG being on tonight were both good shows. There was also Real Beast had his Monster Mondays and had Palmetto on there for a little bit. So that was interesting as well. So I was saying I got some stickers I had ordered a while back, and there's some holographic muskrat stickers. They are not very big. I got them on a special, and I thought, get some stickers out here. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to get with Bobcat and get some nice ones made. I do got these, and I like them, but they're just a little small. But we'll get these. We'll get these handed out. Family members get a automatic, get all the new stuff that comes in. So they'll be getting those in the mail as appreciation for supporting the channel. And see what tomorrow night we got Adam Cook. I don't know if you guys follow Adam Cook on Facebook, Nautical Pride Fishing. All right. Adam is a beast on the James River and surrounding waters. Man, he is putting the grind in. You talk about hard work and dedication. That guy is unbelievable and just consistent on putting good fish in the boat constantly, with all his clients and whatnot. Need to order some holographic vinyl. Yeah, it got my attention. I've got a few holographic stickers here. Chunky Cats is holographic. And I think Catfishing Katie Collins, I had a holographic one from her as well. And so I thought, man, that looks pretty cool. I'll try it. And they had a Sticker Mule, had them for like 50 stickers for $19, but they're this size. Here's Bob's cat sticker. Here's my sticker. Yeah, it's not real big. It is cool though. I'll give it that. It is cool. I ordered some in a gloss finish like this here. I ordered 50 in gloss and 50 in matte black, just to change it up a little bit, see what I come up with. The other ones are going to be the same size, but like I said, it was 50 of them for $19. I was like, man, I can't afford not to try it. I needed to get some stickers, and I owe a whole bunch of people some stickers, and so I think we'll get these all passed out, and then I'll get an order in with Bobcat and get some bigger ones made and do some special stuff with those as well. So I'm kicking myself in the butt today. I didn't get to go fishing. We got some warmer weather moving in. David Smith, what's going on? Jeremy, Tournament Cats, also in the house. Lance McCoo guy, if I missed you a minute ago. Hi, Pontoon Jody. I said hi originally. You must have left. The hollow stickers are beautiful, but they scratch so easy. That's something to keep in mind. I've never had that issue with them before. I'm not sure. Yeah, I can't compete with the big online sellers. I'm just not able to do the volume. Yeah, 100%. Well, I'd ordered these, and like I said, they were cheap. And then, you and I talked about yours and your prices, and I'd rather support you and your company and then all the big guys. Same with my, bait and stuff, or my tackle. I'd rather support smaller businesses and companies than go to Bass Pro or Cabela's, if I can do that, which depending on, I think, did I see Uncle Lou jump in here? I was going to say, I want to get my stuff from Uncle Lou. Oh, there he is. Yep. There he is. Uncle Lou's in the house. Yep. Now that I got the boat running, I'm definitely wanting to get the Convex light set up and ready. We've got some fishing to do on this boat. I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow morning, and I really have to go to this appointment. But man, I was so tempted to cancel it tomorrow. We got 52 degrees tomorrow here. Man, that's I've still got. Well, my yard is around here. It's really, really flat. So I get snow drifts in my yard, and so there's spots in my yard right now that are still 10, 11 inches deep in snow. And then there's other parts of the yard there's no snow. It's melted. But who we got? Steve Adams. What's going on, buddy? Thanks for stopping in. Little late show, huh? Yeah. War pig. Yeah. Nobody was up late tonight, and I haven't had a late night show for a while, so I thought, you know what? I'll jump on here late night. Just hang out with everybody. It's a different crowd. You get different circle of friends late at night. So I'm typically in bed this time of night, this time of day. But my sleep schedule's been all whacked up. I've been doing all kinds of crazy stuff here around the house and taking naps. I took a nap today and I was like, oh, great. Now I'm not tired. Let's see. Friend caught a, let's say I'm going live stream striper fishing. There you go. You say friend got a 51-inch striper. That is a big striper. That is a big striper. I knew if I threw that out there, somebody'd bite.
A nap? What's a nap?
You know, like when you're in the middle of a live stream and you go like this. with Chris Flores.
I wonder who does that.
What shirt are you wearing? Catfish what? What's your shirt say? Catfish Whisper.
Yep.
Oh, I like that.
Yep.
I like that.
I might give you one for helping me learn the sonar.
What?
What?
I like doing that. It was fun. I like the way. Obviously, the results were awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it takes some time and practice to working with those things to get good at reading your sonar and understanding what you're looking at. And the same with avionics. You know, I not being there, you know, I looked at where you were and just kind of ballparked where I would target. And because you hadn't really, the reason I chose that shallow flat was because we hadn't marked any bait anywhere else. You marked a lot of big fish that I wasn't convinced were catfish, but we didn't see any bait fish yet. And that's what I was looking for. So once we found bait fish, I was like, game on.
Yeah. I've fished there before. There's not many places I've not tried.
Oh, I'm sure.
Are you seeing my zigzags across the water?
Yeah. Now you know that you can delete those tracks. You go into your settings and go to tracks and waypoints, and you can delete those. Because after a while, they'll get, you know, your screen will get cluttered up with all the tracks you've laid down.
It did when I factory reset it.
Gotcha.
Because I've been going back during the day and marking them my spots so I can find my way back of the night.
Right. Yeah. If you got 100 lines, you don't know which one you took to get in and out.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she did. She fell asleep. David Smith shows things while Jody was out on the water with the sonar. And I plan on doing that on my next trip out on the water. My intentions is to set my phone up. I'm going to try to have a mount there somehow so it's not so shaky, because it is difficult to drive the boat, hold the phone, watch where you're going without the phone being all over the place. So, but what I want to do next time I go out is go live and just kind of show you guys what I'm looking at when I go, like what made me decide to stop and fish this area, or you know, one of my favorite things to do. I'm going to try to hit the warm water discharge this week. Is I'll start downriver, and there's a lot of brush piles up through there, and I'll just kind of zigzag around, and I'll drop a waypoint here and here and here and here and here, and then I'll start at the top, and I'll fish them all the way back down. I'll just spot lock on each one and keep working my way down. And sometimes just doing that there will take all day, you know, depending on how the bite is. But I can go through and drop 10 waypoints, and that'll end up being the whole day. You know, fish them half hour, 45 minutes a piece, depending on the bite. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Or pig, throw me on the muskrat this week. A dog heard me talking just now. Decided she's going to bark. I'm not sure if I'm going to be on the muskrat this weekend. I've got a friend coming down and bringing a 12-year-old boy that is dying. He's never caught a catfish, and he's dying to go. And I told him I would go out with him and kind of help put him on some fish. Try to put him on some fish. You know how it is. I got that going on Saturday. Sunday, I haven't committed to really anything yet. So we might be able to work something out for Sunday. If that works out for you, you just let me know. I've been trying to get hooked up with Brad and Jason as well. So we was going to try to get out this weekend, but I ended up having to do some stuff, help a friend move over the week. So it sucked. Yeah, I don't know. My dog, she followed me in here. Now that I'm talking to nobody, she thinks somebody's here. She's like, "Why are you talking to the computer?"
Hey, Mark Anthony.
Just going waiting patiently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was doing.
Somebody's dinging me. Who's dinging me? So, what's your plans this week, Jody? You said you're going fishing Thursday night.
Yeah. Well, Thursday night I'm on the bait shop.
Right.
I'm going to try and stay out of trouble. Stay out of that riff-raff between the bait shop and no real script. I don't want in that drama. I'm going to try and stay neutral.
It's hard to be hard.
Yeah, because they're going to bait me against somebody. And so I'm going to try to behave. And then they got my own show Thursday night at 10. Cause, you going with me Thursday night? We're going to go to Caney Creek Marina. It's farther down than what I usually go. And it's got flats and then 100-foot. Well, it's a 98-foot hole. Depends on the water. It might be 100 once I get there. And a big rock wall.
Yeah, I targeted some big deep water like that when I came down and fished down there by Big Mike, Raccoon Mountain, that area down through there on Nickajack. We fished some deep water down there, and we got some hits, but we really didn't have any luck. I've been watching kayak catfish go down there, and he was just pulling big flatheads and big blues out of 95 foot of water. I'm like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And we went down there, and we had we had fresh bait, and just what happened. We caught a few small fish, but not like we had traveled for. That's what led us to start bumping. And then, of course, you guys know what happened after that. We started getting fish. Somebody's messaging now about fishing. I actually got
people fish out of that 100-foot hole. They've all been small, like 4 and 5 pounds. Not what I thought would be at the bottom of the 100-foot.
Well, this one here at Raccoon Mountain, we actually got up to 130, I think, 130 or 33, 34 feet deep.
Wow.
Yeah, it was deep. And but and we marked fish down there, but we didn't really all right, Bill, I got you, buddy. We marked fish down there, but we actually never really marked any. We never caught anything until we got up on the sides. There was fish laying at the bottom of that hole, and at the very front of the hole, we tried to get them catch some out the front of the hole.
Yeah,
we never got hooked up. It was frustrating. And at that point in time, there was a lot of grass coming down Nickajack. So when you got your lines 130 feet down and there's grass in the water, it don't take long to make a mess. So Come on down to Australia and reel in a snapper. That's what I think. Man, I'd love to. I would absolutely love to. And welcome to the stream, by the way. Thanks for stopping in.
Howdy.
Got Lyle, Catfish Weekly. What's going on, Mr. Lyle?
Howdy, Lyle.
Good show tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them are good shows. Oh shoot! I just slipped her name on Catfish and Crappie. Christina, yeah.
Something Lament, I think.
She knows her stuff, man. She started talking about what she the rigs and things that she likes, and you could tell, she knows her stuff.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool, and a sidebar conversation that comment off of what Bex had said was, I'd said, there's not a whole lot of women out there that really enjoy fishing like, a lot of the guys do. There are some, Jody, you're you and Koss are a couple of the, few really that are really into it. And, but, you guys being up on panel and being out there catching fish and having fun is what, in my opinion, what it takes to give other women confidence to get on camera, or, when they see husband and wife team out there doing stuff, or just two girls out there doing stuff, and they say, man, that does look like fun. Maybe I ought to go with him sometime, or maybe I ought to, if somebody invites me, I ought to take them up on it this time. It looks like fun. Because I don't care who you are. If watching you and Koss out on the boat doesn't look like fun, or watching Bex bounce all over the bank doesn't look like fun, or any of these other, female anglers out there, if that doesn't look like fun, you just go ahead and leave the catfishing to someone else, because that looks like fun. And I think the more women that break out and get in, on YouTube or get on screen, the snowball effect will in turn roll on down, and more and more women, they'll be happy to do it or have fun doing it.
Plenty of room for everybody.
Oh yeah.
And
oh yeah.
If needs any help, I don't care to help them one bit. I like to have people teach them stuff,
Yep.
I want to see everybody get better and do better.
Aaron, Catfish Regulators, what's going on? Thanks for stopping in.
Hey, Aaron.
Yeah, that's for me. I get just as much or more enjoyment out of watching or helping somebody than I do actually catching the fish myself. I'm not gonna say I don't want to catch fish, but I do, because I do. But whether it's helping on YouTube, helping with electronics or helping do whatever, I'm not a pro. I'm not the best guy out here for it. I do put a lot of time on the water, and I love to share my opinions and experiences. And I try to reinforce that, and remind people that what I say is my opinion or regurgitated information I picked up from somewhere else. Most of my information isn't Roger DeMint original stuff. Stuff I've learned along the way, and if I could share it and help somebody, then awesome. Steve Adams said we had some snow coming in and stuff. We've actually got rain here. It's supposed to be really, really nice tomorrow. And then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, all wet. Wednesday, rain all day. Thursday, a mix of rain, snow, sleet. So it's hard to tell what we're going to get there. One projection shows us getting like sleet and freezing rain, and another one shows us getting a foot of snow. I'll know what happens when I open the door. Whenever I open the door, I'll deal with whatever's on the ground then. In Australia, a flathead is a different fish altogether than you guys. I'm going to look down and see if you explained what that is. I'm curious to know what a flathead is in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
I love having people from all over the country and just learning about different species and the way people do things. It's awesome. Anyone that could teach Jody to cast from the bank, that's a chore.
Appreciate your confidence in me, Aaron. You're out there, supporter.
That was a cheap jab, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Let's see what else. I was anxious to see what he had to say about that. Andy, what's going on? Thanks for stopping in. So you're going to be live on the bait shop. Are you going to have enough time to get to the? Or are you just going to do it from the water? And then be fishing.
Let's see, bait shop's at
8 o'clock.
No, last time I did it from the truck down there, but I'll find me a place where I got better lighting. I may have to do it from the boat, like the dock. I don't know.
Hey, you just go out there and be fishing. Rod goes down. Hey.
I'd go back and get calls though later.
Oh.
Yeah.
He tired to meet you early. Say, hey, we're going out at 7. We'll be set up and ready by 8. We'll do the bait shop. And then we'll fish for a little bit, and then we'll go live at 10 o'clock and do your own show.
Yeah.
Fish and more fish. I don't know what your weather's supposed to be like. Or here it's supposed to be crappy.
I have to make sure it's not windy.
Yeah, I know, man. Today I should have been on the water today. I had so much stuff happening yesterday. I couldn't get things lined up to get out early today to go. We had like 2-mile-an-hour wind today. It was awesome. Now, it wasn't that warm today. We only got up to like 36, 38 degrees, but no wind at 38. That's awesome. I'd rather have that than 45 and 12, 14-mile-an-hour wind.
I know the wind freezes you to death. That's right through you.
What are you doing? I can hear my dog, but I don't see her. So they seem to be casting fine from the boat. Last time she was up up 1 foot in a tree. Huh. See, Brenda says she can come early and hide behind the camera. I was going to say 1 foot didn't seem like a big deal. Last time she was 100 feet up in a tree. All right, now we're talking.
Yeah. It was an accident. We was casting on the bank. And, sometimes I go sideways. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen your cast. But I know you got issues with your arm and shoulder, so I try not to make fun of you too bad.
I don't care.
Your flathead are a different shape. I think yours are freshwater. Ours actually have a flathead on the top and spurs on the spine and behind the head, and they are saltwater. I got you. Are they still considered a catfish? That's a yeah. David Smith said, yeah, that's a big difference. Yeah, absolutely. He says it's a good eating fish. Huh. What's the average size for what is you're calling a flathead from down there, saltwater version? Are these fish, they get up in the 50, 60, 70 pound range, or are they? I know you say they're good eating fish. I'm curious as if they're smaller. Annette Morgan, hello and welcome to the late night show. Nothing like a catfish. Okay.
Howdy, Chucky.
Chucky's in the house. What's going on?
Steve Adams. Hello.
Steve Adams says YouTube channel Back to Basics caught some of those on one of their videos. I'm thinking he's talking about what we're talking about, the Australian version of a flathead. That'd be cool to check out. I'm gonna write that down. I would like to check that out. Actually, I think I've heard of that channel. I'm not sure if I'm subscribed or not, though. Back to Basics. That is what we call hard shell catfish and saltwater. Is that what they call? Okay. I know down in Alabama, they call the armadillos a possum and a half shell. That's what Doc Lang told us when we was down there fishing with Doc Lang. He said, we was talking about nights. Man, we've never seen so many daggone armadillos dead on the side of the road. He's like, yeah, we call them possum and a half shell.
Yep.
I said, well,
Like
that's
the
fitting.
turtle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Looks like Cos went and checked one out.
Yep.
Trust me, you will enjoy the view. All right. I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it. Steve Adam knows what he's talking about. Not sure about weights. We go by kilograms. I would say a big one would be about 1 to 2 kilos. I got you. Gotcha.
Hey, pork chop.
Did I miss pork? Oh yeah, there's pork chop.
Yeah. Have I seen him before you?
I was reading.
Oh.
I can only do one thing at a time.
Oh, bull rider. It's a bunch of crap.
See what else we got going on this week.
34 people watching. I don't see that many people in chat, so let's get to getting.
We got some creepers.
Hey, 252.
I'm sure we've got. I do that sometimes too. I'll turn on the, like today. Been working around the house, packing stuff, and I had a big burn pile going today with stuff. Just downsizing and getting rid of stuff I just don't need.
Mm-hmm.
A heck of a burn pile, but I had YouTube on and I'd listen to it and live streams. I'll generally turn on a live stream and listen as I do other things. And somebody else fish on, I come running in sideways, or if I hear my name, I try to jump in and participate.
Let's
see. Jacob says, hey, Muskrat, I'm trying to reach a goal of 100 subscribers. I only need 2 more.
More. Let's see if I've got them. I can't go to his channel.
Can't go to his channel?
No, not when I click his little name.
Let me see what happens when I click it.
Wait.
Yep, I got it. It says go to channel. Let's see what we got going on here.
I must be froze up. We got a whole bunch of people come out now. J Fox Hunter.
Jacob, you're at 100 now.
Oh, woohoo! There you
Look
go.
at that. Hey, we like to help each other out.
Mm-hmm.
Bobcat's heading out, so see you, buddy. Have a good night.
Bye, Bobcat.
J Fox Hunter, what's going on? Thanks for stopping in. Someone drop his link. I'm sure somebody can do that.
I could if I could get mine unfroze.
That's not normally how we do things, but Jacob's not one of these guys that just showed up out of nowhere and asked for some help. Jacob's been a big supporter of a lot of channels. I've seen him in lots and lots of live streams, so we'll help you out. If somebody can drop his link, if they can get it going. I'm trying to see. I
can now. Want to come back up? Hey,
Tom.
You got a whole bunch of people in here now. Where you call them out?
What? I was trying to help out Jacob.
I'll take care of Jacob.
We got Kimberly Euler in the house. What's up, Kimberly? Thanks for stopping in. Where's everyone coming from? There you go. We could do a roll call. We haven't done that in a while. Let's see where everybody's at. Where's everybody at now? List your state or your town or big body of water, or your main body of water that you fish. What's going on? We'll see where everybody's from. I am from Southern Ohio, a little itty bitty town called Frankfort. I don't even know what the population is here. We don't have a stoplight at all. We have a Dollar General and a Family Dollar and 2 gas stations. That's my town. There you go. Pontoon Jody dropped the link out there, Jacob. So if you guys haven't checked out Jacob yet, and you want to share some love, as he has supported many of our channels, go over and set the hook on him, reel down on it real good. Check out a video or two, leave a comment and a like, so that your hook will stick. Nobody likes it when the hook pops out, right? We all hate when the big one gets away. Don't let Jacob get away. Set that hook, reel down on it, make sure it stays. Cincinnati Cat, what's going on? Cincinnati going to the Super Bowl, so I don't know how Cincinnati reacted to that news. I'm sure it got loud and rowdy, but that's pretty cool to see. At the airport chop from Springfield, Ohio, Nova Scotia, Atlantic Ocean. That's what I'm talking about. Down East Tackle. Hey, I seen your new catfish rigs. Those look pretty slick. Pretty slick. I know those big old saltwater rigs that Danny was showing off, man. Those look pretty tough. Those look tough. 300-pound test and, using a crimper and all that stuff. That is pretty good. Nashville, North Carolina, population 5,500. That's different than Nashville, Tennessee. I can tell you that.
Yep, definitely.
Fishing with Cost. She's from Knoxville, Tennessee. We love our East Tennessee. I'm from Southern Illinois, and we don't have much. I got you, buddy. Illinois is a tough state. Uncle Lou's out that way. I come out there and fish Quincy for the there we go. The Fishing for Freedom. I've been out there in Quincy, Illinois every first weekend of June. As a matter of fact, I think tomorrow is Mr. Duggar. What's going on, buddy? Dale Hayslip. He says, hooray. Tom with LG Bass. What's going on, buddy? Good job on the show tonight. It was good seeing you up there at Kevin Baker Nuts and Bolts.
Tag, you're it.
You knew you wasn't going to get away with that. Outdoor Life in Oklahoma. What's going on? Thanks, guys, for stopping in. Muskrat, you need some rigs in your tackle box. My address is in the description of most of my.
I live on the bottom of a mountain. I bought the side of the mountain when I bought my land.
Is that right?
Yeah, I used to live in a holler. Then I moved about half a mile to where I'm at now.
Move half a mile?
Yeah.
Hey, no problem, Tom. It was nice having you up there. It was
He did really good tonight.
There's Michelle. Roger, and the lights are on. Those of you that were here last week saw that the power went out. There was a transformer or something. I don't know what happened, to be honest. Everybody's lights were out. We kept going. We kept the show going in the dark. When you got a good show going, you just let it ride. The show must go on, right?
Amen.
Mr. Doug says Santa Fe, New Mexico. We got the mountains of Virginia in the house. Mark Anthony from Central Kentucky. We'll try to scroll back up, make sure I didn't miss anybody. J. Fox Hunter is in Cumberland City, Tennessee.
Yep.
P304. I don't know what P304 stands for.
I don't know. Population 304 people?
I bet that's probably what it means. And that is not a very big town.
Nope.
Yeah, local 252 said, Jody, are you from the beginning of the holler or deep down in the holler?
I'm on the side of the mountain right now. Well, for a while.
For now.
You want to, the hollers where you go hunting for ginseng and stuff like that. I used to live in the holler.
We've got ginseng around here. Actually, the property I owned back in the day, there was a big hillside full of it, and guys would come in and ask to dig it and all that stuff. I used to trade ginseng ground for deer hunting and turkey hunting ground.
What? You don't know how much ginseng goes for?
Yeah,
You
back
can't
then.
know what it's like.
Yeah, I wasn't any. I didn't know what it even was, to be honest with you. And they found some, but they didn't get rich. I can tell you that.
Oh, I bet they did.
they might have carried out bags full, and they said, "Well, we found a couple." Yeah.
If they come back more than once, then they was a lot there.
They did come back more than once. Hang on a second. I think I realized what I just did. I think I hang on. I think I shut my dog in the other room. Left her in there.
I'll take over the show. Welcome to Jody Adventures. Hello, Down East Tackle and Alvin Lewis. Catfishing with Cause. She's wanting to schedule a time where Michelle can teach her to cook. She's got this one dish called, it's some kind of raviolis with cheese in it I've been wanting to make.
Hey, that's what I had for dinner.
Really?
Yeah, I had a chef make it for me, though.
Boyardee?
Yeah, that's who he was.
Oh, yeah. I heard of him before. World famous.
He's famous, man. World-class chef. Made it just for me.
Yeah. Hey, Ricky. And not been asleep yet, but I will be.
Avid's in the house. What's up, Avid? Thanks for stopping in. We're just hanging out, shooting the breeze a little bit, talking about whatever anybody wants to talk about. I'll throw the link out here in chat again. Any of the new folks decide they want to come up and hang out with us, they're more than welcome. Yeah, so what I did is I got a big sunroom. This is the little office right here that I have the studio set up in, and there's a big sunroom right next to it. Well, I don't really heat it much in the wintertime because I'm not in there. So it gets pretty cold. It's all glass all the way around. And so I shut that door when I'm in here because it's cold. Well, apparently the dog was in there when I shut the door. And she'd been in there whining. I remember I kept saying, I can hear her, I just don't see her. And that's why.
Where is Storm at?
Huh?
Where is Storm at?
She was just right here in my lap.
Show him to the camera. People want to see your picture.
What's everyone's go-to rig? Storm. Come here. Come here. Here. Everybody.
These are beautiful.
See, look. I mean, everybody wants to see you. She don't like jumping up on my lap when I'm sitting down, but if I sit at the couch,
yeah,
she thinks she's a chihuahua. She's all over you. David Smith says there's 42 in chat, only 27 thumbs up. Let's even things up a little bit if you guys
I'll give it someone. Made it 27.
There we go. More into fishing, but it's still cool. Houday and fish off the bank of 52 in the Little Miami River out of Loveland. I got you.
Houday.
Little Miami. I've done a float trip down the Little Miami, I believe is what it was. There's some kayak and tube, floating companies down through that river. And I do some side work down in Loveland sometimes. Yeah, somebody asked, Down East Tackle said, what is everyone's go-to rig for catfishing? And mine is generally the Santee rig. I'll throw some Carolina rig. This time of year, I'll throw some Carolina rigs, but I still don't mind a Santee rig. And then the high-low rig, the double dropper rig, the Kentucky rig, however you call it. I like that rig. I throw it a lot too. So then we got Carolina rig. My catfish rattles down south.
That a riddle?
I don't even know if I want to know. I'm going to take that off. Brenda says she loves Dobies. Red Dobies are nice. Yeah, we've been into Dobermans a whole life. My dad was a breeder for 30 some years, and she's 3. Originally, I wasn't going to breed her, but I've got a stud lined up for her. She's got a play date coming soon. She's going to go meet her new boyfriend and sniff each other around. Saskatchewan, Stan, what's going on?
Hey, Stan.
I have a 70-pound blue pit and a 5-pound teacup poodle. There you go.
Hey, I want to tell you about Stan.
Let's hear it.
He is supposedly Brian B's stalker or troll, but he has a woman that hunts turtles. She noodles them. I don't know if you know that or not.
Wait, noodles turtles on purpose?
Yeah. She is awesome.
That's like the number one fear of most men is to go noodling for catfish and get a turtle, and she targets the turtle.
Yeah. She is bad to the bone. You need to check her out.
Is she on his channel?
Yeah. I like women who were tough and they commit all the way.
Right.
Yeah. And she does.
Well, I am going to go over there and make sure. Holy cow! I just saw a turtle. Holy batshit, right, man?
Turtle power. Turtle.
My goodness. Hang on here a second. I don't know if I can do this. Let me see here. Let's get this up here. I'm gonna bring this up. All right, now let's check this out. What the?
Yep.
You can actually mine's waterproof. You can put this right underwater and take pictures of them. Yeah, you could have gone. Yeah, mine's the same. It's a 7, right? Yeah. 7-year-old. Yeah, same thing as mine. They're waterproof. Go ahead, put them underwater.
He's a badass.
I done pooped my pants.
I love it. I love to see women like that.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Gee whiz.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. I set the hook over there and we'll make sure here
I done shared it.
Yeah, so I liked it. And now I'm leaving a comment.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure my hook's set. Stays.
Boom.
It's like that. That's all you have to do. Watch a video, leave a comment, leave a thumbs up. Boom.
Yeah. Everybody else share the love. It's that easy.
Jesse's in the house. What's going on? We got Clayton, the fishing nut. What's going on, Clayton? Thanks for stopping in, buddy.
What's up, Caton?
Let's see who else. Did I miss somebody? Down East Tackle says we had 2 Dobermans when I was in my teen years, a red Doberman and a blue Doberman, Cain and Abel. Heck yeah. We've had blue Dobies and fawns, of course, reds and blacks. At one point in time, we actually, Dad had a fawn, a blue female that went to Canada and won like all the Canadian titles. It was insane. And, sent Dad pictures and newspaper clippings and stuff. Well, she finally ended up stopped showing the dog and bred her one time. She had an albino. Yeah. Somebody bought it for like $25,000.
Wow.
It was, hey, there's Dan Green Machine. What's going on, buddy? I watched his ghost ship video today. It was crazy. Dragging baits. But I will say, I thought that we was going to get into the ships and the ghost stuff. I was waiting for you to pull like a three-eyed monster out of there with tattoos and a lip piercing or something.
I'm just waiting for you to see it.
Okay, I'll get down there. There's Epic Catfish. What's going on, Tim Scott? Saskatchewan Stan, you've already shared it. I got a deadhead Chihuahua. Look at the neck on that. We're following each other around tonight. Turtle power to turd power. Not sticking my hand in no hole for that. Was that it?
Nope. You gonna find Miss Becca?
Becca's in here?
Yeah, Miss Becca's in there.
I gotta get that. Oh, what the?
Yeah.
Holy cow. Shaking pom-poms. She's got it all together. Mr. Muskrat knows his chat. And for letting us all join him, we all thank and love him for that. Go Muskrat. Oh, Becca. Dang, thank you. I appreciate that so much.
She is the sweetest.
She is. And I hope you're feeling better. She's actually not been feeling too well herself.
No.
So I'm hoping you're feeling better, darling. And thank you again for that. Goes a long ways. More than you know. Trust me. That's what you was waiting on me to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm way out of chat here, man. I got to catch up. I was dragging right up next to them, but they were under the water at high tide. I got you. Tim, we're just hanging out in here, and we're just hanging out, shooting the bull around a little bit.
Chilling like a villain. Ain't nothing else to do.
Chilling like a villain.
Yep.
Becca is the bee's knees. Absolutely. She's done a lot for a lot of different channels, and I absolutely love the clever rhymes and cheers and all that. She's very clever. It's fun to watch. Let's see. Yeah, the goal is to have the boat out and ready. I don't know if this next weekend, I might be able to get it out on Sunday. I'd like to get it out on Friday. I'm trying to keep an eye on the weather. So with all the warm weather that we got, the snow that is left is going to melt. And sorry, we got a lot of messages. I'll get caught up with that here in a little bit. But with all the warm weather we got, the snow that we got, it's going to melt, and it's going to cause the water to come up a little bit. And then we've got a lot of rain coming Wednesday. And then Thursday, like I said, they're calling for rain, snow, sleet mixed. So more precipitation. And let's see, Jacob, me and Roger need to meet up sometime. Absolutely, man. I'm tell you, I'm game to really to fish with just about anybody. If I had the money, I would just go. I would just keep going wherever. I've been saying for a while now. I want to start over on the East Coast up there and get some redemption out of the James River, and then work on down and stop at Tom's and get on that dock. At this point now, it's a landmark. You just got to go there.
Yeah.
It's like, drop a pin on it. It's on the bucket list now. What does warm weather mean? Are you asking if I'm for fishing? Warm weather doesn't mean nothing to me right now, other than it's going to melt with the snow we got, and hopefully melts the marinas. So all my marinas and creeks that I get my bait out of, frozen. Can't get in there. Now, if the fish move out to the front, the mouth of it, and get a little bit outside of that, we can get to the bait. But all of our bait has been back in the marinas and the creeks, and we can't get to them. So it makes it a little tough. Or the boat ramps have been totally hit. We've been salting and scraping our own boat ramps because the townships and whatnot, that's not on their priority list. So, hey, quit right there. I was just getting the Christmas present tape off my rods. Well, I'm anxious to see how many of those light tubes, LED tubes you got made up. I know that a lot of people were looking to hook up with you and get some off of you at the Catfish Conference. I'm not going to make it to the Catfish Conference this year. It's just not in the cards. So I won't be there. I hate to miss it and see everybody. There's not really anything I need there. There's all kinds of stuff I want there. There's nothing really I need. I have to have. But meeting everybody and shaking hands and just being around everybody is basically what I was looking forward to, but it's not going to happen this year. Steve Adams says all the folks on the honky tonks in Key West have coats and long pants on tonight. Warm weather is when the river hits 60. Yeah, I don't care for the water, what the water temperature is. Oh, I got you, Tim. Me and warm weather. I don't know if you're going to get any of this warmth that's coming through. A lot of the rest of the country is seeing some higher temperatures in the next few days. I don't know if you're going to get a taste of that or not. So tomorrow here is supposed to be 52 degrees, and we'll take it. Rez is in the house. What's going on, buddy? Thanks for stopping in.
Hey, off the Rez.
He likes the bag. Oh, he says, I'm trying to bring at least 40 degrees. I think we got like 35 today was our high in Ohio. I think down there closer to the river. I'm about an hour and a half from the river. So that takes me a little ways to get down to the water. But it's, usually a few degrees warmer, farther south. Uh-oh.
If you scroll up, Epic, there's one up there in chat.
I'll post him another one. That's a long way to scroll.
Ta-da!
Asking you shall receive. Good to see everybody, but I can't hang late night. I don't blame you, Dan. I'm normally not late night either, but I fell asleep today. I sat down and ate some, what are they called? They're called yakimandus. It's a Korean, it's like an egg roll kind of deal. I don't know my ethnic foods very well, but they were freaking good. And I sat down and ate those and got warm and toasty. I've been outside part of the morning and fell asleep.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, Tim? How you doing?
Oh, geez, just
There he is.
feeling short on time. That's all. I worked
Oh, yeah?
Saturday and Sunday, 7 days a week for the last month, and I was working on some stuff and had to get all the Scotch tape off my rods. And hold on a second, I got to turn this noisemaker off.
I'm going to say hello to a few people real quick I didn't get to speak to earlier. We got Alvin, Jay Fox, David Smith, Dale Hayslip, Ricky, Whisker and Dreams, Mr. Duggar, Michelle, Pork Chop, Down East Tackle, and I believe 252. And nope, I've not been asleep yet.
That happens to me. If I get to tying a bunch of rigs, which I do a lot, my fingers will get sore.
Mm-hmm.
Jody, you just happened to say a bunch of names I'm kind of fond of.
I know it. They're my people.
Isn't it great?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty darn great.
Isn't it awesome just how many people we meet through the YouTube community that end up being, close friends, even if we've never met, end up being good friends and look forward to talking and seeing each other. I think it's amazing.
Well, it is because it's so rare to find somebody close to you with the same sort of passion for catfishing. And I pinch myself all the time that Sean just lives across the way because, I couldn't ask for a better guy that loves catfishing and the crazy monster hunting stuff that we do, and he just loves it, and I just love it too, and it's it's pretty. I mean, it's not like we have a lot of people in our whole county, but I can't imagine fishing on a regular basis with anybody else but Sean, because Sean just lives it. I mean, he's awesome.
Yeah. I don't have subscribers. I have friends.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes.
Well, around here, we treat friends like family.
Don't try to one up me.
No, what is it? We treat strangers like friends and friends like family.
Mm.
How's that?
So, Roger, you were asking about that. This one?
Yeah.
This one's like special for Avid, because he was asking, how long can you make those things? Because he has those big 10, 12-foot rods.
I was wondering, you said 84 inches. I'm like, what the hell?
7 foot, will go down basically to the top of the handle. So I'm making 2 or 3 of those. And then the average is 62 inches, which will fit a 7.6 or a 7.10 pretty well.
Right.
And then I'll have a few shorter ones for like the tiger rods and things like that. Not too many of them, but I figured the average would be about 7'6". And
yeah,
go.
Yeah, I'd say that's going to be 90% of the crowd that's the size that they're going to want.
I have a lot of rods that are 7'10". Those old surge rods that I still have that I'm still working up. And the cool thing about the surge rods is that, and sometimes it's not very cool. So I just did a new video that I put out on TikTok, and very fast current, big fish, and the rod's not bowed that much. I mean, it is, but it's not, because it's like just the upper third that bows on those things. I mean, you got to have a serious horse. I mean, a serious donkey, hippopotamus, to bow that rod anywhere close to the butt. Because, I mean, it's just, the tip is very light and sensitive. Well, I wouldn't say that. It's not light and sensitive. It is light and sensitive enough that the current itself bows the upper 20%, but the rest of it is like a rock. And, I mean, you got to have, and so I get a lot of comments, especially on TikTok, because I would say they're less knowledgeable than the YouTube crowd by quite a ways. And they're like, well, what kind of rods are you using? Or, they're befuddled when they see a rod not just bow at the handle like in a rainbow fashion, that it's such a big fish in fast current. And so I have to do a lot of explaining. There's Steve Adams. Have you looked into getting the snap-on clips so you don't have to use zip ties? I'm a little worried about snap-on clips. Now, anybody is welcome to do whatever they want, but I'm so hard on stuff. I'm a little worried about the snap-on clips, because I think if I'm fighting a fish, I'm going to hit a bunch of snaps and the whole thing's going to come unraveled and whatever. So, if I thought about little tiny Velcro straps too, but my area, I can't just go to a store and find anything. You got to order it. You got to whatever. And by that time, I mean, people can do whatever they want, but this stuff is expensive enough. And I actually ordered in big bulk. I mean, big bulk, just to help get the cost down. And I think I'm going to be able to get like a 62-incher, like under $20, which I think is pretty good price, really. I mean, for something that's going to last. And there's a little, like this style's got a little watch battery, but it's got the shrink wrap here. Let me get that out.
Is that the 2032 batteries?
It is. And see, it's got the shrink wrap tape on it. So, you can still get to the, because that's the weakness of this, is that if water gets to that, it's it surprisingly lasted pretty good because I put like 6 of them or 7 of them on rods with just Christmas present tape, the old the old Scotch tape. Like right before a live one time, I was out in the garage just trying to just tape. And I was like, I was severely surprised. I was greatly surprised at how well they did last, even though they got wet. The first time I ever took them out. Oh, geez. We went up to like upper Wisconsin flathead fishing. And it rained Forrest Gump style, sideways, up, down, and sideways for 2.5 days. And I was surprised that they were still working. So with this setup here, I mean, water can't like it's sealed up here too.
Right.
So I mean, water can't get to it, and it's, I wouldn't say waterproof. I'd say water resistant. And I am working on another thing where I can actually get this to where this part here slips up the line on a rubber grommet basis so that you can easily get to the battery and change it. I think as long as people don't leave them on, I think they'll last 2 years the way they are. Without getting wet.
It's crazy how long those lights will last, depending on the situation.
Yeah.
So
Jody's laughing. What's going on, Jody?
It's hard to tell. It's either something in her head or somebody sent her a message.
Probably both.
So I was gonna say, you never really know.
No.
It's hard to tell.
Yep.
So I know you said he was trying to get to 40 degrees. Are you guys going to get any of this warmer weather?
Us?
Yeah.
Maybe, but it's not going to last long. I mean, it just doesn't here. I mean, it's about the same type of situation you got, Roger. I mean, you might get a little warm up and then also it crashes back down to, well, this morning, I mean, it was like freezing this morning. And so, I mean, like, I don't think it was below 0, but it was, well, yeah, I mean, everything was frozen this morning. Then it warmed up to about, I don't know, maybe 38, 39 today, I suppose. But,
right.
To get our catfish out of their winter doldrums takes a bunch. I mean, a bunch.
So I was wondering the other day, of the chemical makeup or compound of snow when we get big, heavy snow.
Okay.
When we get big, heavy snow, does that make any different effect on the waterways or than a big rain does?
Yeah, and
because there's more nitrogen in snow, isn't there?
Yeah, the major important thing that you got to think about is pH, and not a lot of fishermen talk about pH.
Right.
pH, believe it or not, and I mean, I'm assuming everybody in chat knows about pH. So neutral pH is about 7.0. And then the farther down you go towards 5, 5.5 is more alkali. And then the higher you go is more acidic. Well, pH probably has a bigger effect on fish than probably anything else. And it's one of the things we don't really talk about because we don't know how to quantify it. We don't know how rain's going to affect it. We don't know how, there's a lot of things that affect pH, and it depends on what your watershed has in it, whether it's going to be alkali or acidic or fairly neutral. And, we could talk about that at length. And then you're weighing it like scales, and it's difficult to quantify, but I do know that it affects fish either positively or negatively. The closer you can be to 7.0, the better off you are. The higher up, and they don't get affected too much by a point or two, but a drastic change messes them all up both ways.
Well, I know that, I think we talked about this before, I believe, when it comes to springtime, they've been spraying the crops and fields out there. They've been planting, all these things. And then we get a bunch of rain and we get all that chemical runoff into the rivers. And that can cause some dramatic changes in pH and all that stuff. But, I wasn't sure about, big, heavy snows. I don't really worry so much about the temperature change. I'm sure it has an effect, but I was just worried about the chemical makeup or compound of snow. Say you get 6 to 8 inches of snow, just how much of that is going to be a factor, or if it even is a factor.
I don't think it really is a big factor. And here while you were telling that story, or proposing that theory, I was thinking back to the days when I used to fish in the cold. And I've had some pretty darn fantastic days in almost like blizzard-like conditions. Now, granted, it was for channel cats, big channel cats at that. But I didn't really see an effect while it was snowing. Maybe there was an effect after it was snowing. But One of the things about the winter period is that and here I go at this again. It's that bite window, and it's very difficult to get a really good pattern in the winter time unless you're on true wintering fish, or if you're in a zone that fish are kind of just hovering back and forth, because either they're moving or they're not moving, they're biting or they're not biting. And most of the time in the wintertime, we know that even blues will go through long periods where they're not eating, and you better be at the right place at the right time. And you know what? I don't have a crystal ball on that. I mean, I kind of do if I spend a whole lot of time on the water. But other than that, I cannot. It's way less predictable to me. Like, okay, so if it was August and you said epic catfish, what do you think you're going to do when you go to August? I'm going to go, hell, the water looks kind of right. It's been kind of right for a couple of weeks. Hopefully we're on the good bite. I'm pretty much going to land a monster. Then I'm pretty confident about that.
Right.
But this time of year, I go, well, maybe yes, maybe no. Pretty much I would be more convinced of no, that I'm going to have to put a lot more time in this time of year, and I may have to range out a little bit more. I might have to travel more. So if you said, Tim, I'm going to give you 3 days to catch something that's over 70 pounds. I'm going to go, God, this time of year, I'm going to have my work cut out for me. I'm not saying it's easy, because it's never easy to catch fish of that caliber, but I can do it way more consistently at certain times of year in the warm water period than I can in the cold water period. Now, that seems opposite for a lot of anglers. A lot of anglers love this time of year, and my hat's off to them.
Hey, real quick before we go on, Rez was asking what your biggest channel cat is. My
biggest channel cat's only about 22 pounds.
Don't say only. That's a big channel cat.
Yeah, but there's
bigger, I know, but that's a big channel cat.
And for our water system, it's really big. But if my, which I've been on a monster hunt for flatheads and I've been on a monster hunt for blues, I just never have like really tried to dial in the biggest, most beefy channel cat I could ever catch. Now, if I did, I would believe that if I spent some time at it, put some heart into it, I think it'd be somewhere in the 30s. But I just haven't. I've really only channel cat fished in my local waters, other than catching some on the Mississippi at times. And sometimes I might catch 5 in a day that are over 20 on the Mississippi. Not all the time. But if that works, I'm generally pretty happy about it. I actually had a channel cat that was like 21.5 pounds eat a live bullhead, believe it or not. Pounded that thing down like it was like it was a zebra cake.
I've seen him take a zebra cake. We can't say that.
Oh, I didn't know that was off limits in here.
Yeah.
It doesn't start
tomorrow-
with sturgeon.
No, today's the first, ain't it?
It is now.
I'm allowed to have a cake. I was on a diet to February 1st. No zebra cakes.
I
No,
forgot about
it's
that.
not.
Steve Adams has he had the chemical makeup of the fertilizers there. He had 34% nitrogen and 43%. That will change the pH. All chemicals are sprayed are pH neutral. A fertilizer with ammonium sulfate will lower pH. So it sounds like
Absolutely.
sounds like he's already thought of this and got some farming
I wasn't
background.
thinking about runoff at all, because the
Mhm.
question was the snow that comes from the sky. The snow that comes from the sky is fairly pure because it doesn't really get mixed in, and unless we have dust storms that are kind of mixing in with it and stuff like that. But the snow is actually pretty clean until it reaches like the lower atmosphere. You know, like if you live in a big city, snow looks dirty. If you live in the country, it looks clean. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, my kids asked me a little bit ago. They said, why is it that everybody from big cities all worried about the planet, worried about the everything else, and that they're not to get political about anything, but I said, go to a big city, go to where there's a bunch of people in a small area, and it's dirty, but you get out of the big city and it's pretty darn clean.
We had a question here from Downing's Tackle. It says, Epic, have you ever fished the ocean, big game fish?
I have fished the ocean in a limited capacity. I really wish I would have had more time to fish the ocean, but most of my experience is down in Florida, and we ended up fishing the canals and stuff. I've never caught like a big tuna. I've never caught a big swordfish or sailfish or sharks or any of that stuff. But I have caught some peacock bass and some, what are those other fish? Just all kinds of crazy fish down there, pacu and jaguar catfish, stuff that would be awesome flathead bait.
Hey, Bex, thanks for joining the stream. Looks like Bex is on Catfish Weekly next week.
Nice.
We may have ruined the surprise here, but that's the advantages you get for staying up late and hanging out on these late night shows. You get the inside scoop of what's happening. That, or it was already public and I wasn't aware. Steve Adams said that he worked on an ag chemical research farm for 15 years, so he knows his stuff when it comes to the ag stuff there.
You know what? Steve Adams is a wealth of knowledge. I mean, he acts like he doesn't know anything, but he's got that old Southern charm where, he'll just sort of sneak in some great information on you, and he'll claim, well, I don't really know, but here it is. I love it.
Yeah. If you sit down and listen.
Oh yeah.
You might hear what he's saying, but if you truly listen to what he's saying, you can pick up some very important information. He's been doing it for a while. He's got it figured out.
And Steve's the kind of guy you love to listen to because he's got such a great way of telling.
He can tell a story, man.
But he can tell a story that's demure with a bunch of meaning that you really got to pay attention to catch, and I do appreciate that.
Yeah,
kind of like Jody right there. She's just looking at the camera. She's got all kinds of information, but just ain't spilling it.
She's keeping it in there, huh?
Yep. I'm listening to you. I learn from you all the time.
I'm listening to him. I learn from him all the time.
One of these days, I'm going to run out of stuff. I'm going to sound like a giant rerun. One of these days. I think I already am.
I learn from both of you.
It doesn't matter how many times I hear the same thing. Each time I hear it, I think of it. I look at it differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, good.
Because from the time I heard it last time to the time I've heard it this time, I picked up other things, and now my interpretation of the same information can be turned just a little bit because I have more knowledge to add to it or find more value in the information because I've learned other things along the way. So
now, Roger, years ago, I used to have to tell people about perseverance and drive and heart and all that stuff. I don't have to do that with you guys these days. You guys are on it on that. So I mean that whole thing, that whole motivational thing that I used to talk about.
yeah,
You got to grit it hard and work at it and go. I don't even have to do that anymore. How many times do you hear me talk about that? You don't, because you guys are you guys are on the desire end of it, just top of the mark. I mean,
that's not
like it.
That's how I come up with dumb questions like, I wonder if all this snow affects the fish.
You know what? That's not a dumb question. There's no such thing as a dumb question. As long as as long as you're thinking about something and thinking, does this really play into it? There is no dumb question.
I know that Zach was out yesterday, and those guys caught like 3 or 4 fish like right off the bat. As soon as they got set up, got baits in the water, man, they had a few fish. And this is a new guy he took out yesterday that didn't really fish. And I was like, heck yeah, sending me pictures. Boom, shut off. No more fish. He went to the shallows. We got a shallow sand area it's just sand rolls. It has a little, you know how it is. It has a little peak. Every one of them has like a little
what's
peak.
That called, Roger?
Huh?
What's that called?
I don't know. We call them sand dunes.
Washboard. And they're,
oh, yeah.
I call them the washboard, but they are more like sand dunes than that because they actually change shape every day. So the current's pushing over the top, and okay, so the top goes like this, and there's a little bitty crest that actually peels over like that, and then it shoots back down. but those things are constantly undulating. If you were to put a underwater camera there, and you were to put it on fast forward or high speed or whatever you want to call it, that stuff would change so fast. But yes, they are alive. Sorry, I got all excited about it.
He went and checked that area yesterday. He said it was completely loaded with fish. I mean, loaded. And we catch a lot of fish there. Now, a lot of times we'll happen to run into a lot of channel cats there, but we've had days where we've just flat tore the blue cats up. Yeah. There's also a creek. There's a creek that comes out of that. So we're going from 5 foot of water to 30 foot of water at the mouth of this creek, and then right back up to 5 foot of water.
Nice.
That channel for that runs out across, and it finally joins the main channel. So there's one channel that runs out through there. But he said he's never seen so many fish there. Never got a bite. He's like, I don't care what we did.
Yep.
They get a bite, and he knows at least some of them were catfish. You could tell, but
yep.
Never got a bite.
It's the difference between the holding and not. And this time of year, just remember, just because you find them doesn't mean they're going to bite.
Nope.
Yeah.
You might be on them 23 hours and they bite one.
Yep.
So,
yeah,
just is what
Steve Adams was asking for a surveyor, and he had a question about what he saw on the riverbank, and I'm kind of anxious to hear what he saw on the riverbank that would require the attention of a surveyor.
Yeah, I'm not a surveyor, but what did you see, Steve?
Yeah, we all want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. What did you see?
All I saw him doing was watching barges today.
Hey, if you pay attention, now I know that like Bex and them, they've got people around them and they've got crazy stuff happening, but for us, every time we're out, we see something different. We see eagles. We've seen eagles bomb other birds and steal their fish, which I didn't know that before then that's common. They will, instead of catching the fish themselves, they will bomb the water or bomb another bird and knock the fish out of their grasp and then dive down and get it.
Roger, I've been known to. So once the Asian carp moved in, we had a whole bunch of pelicans move in. They're the white pelicans with the black spot. They're not like ocean pelicans. But if bait's tough, and I see pelicans getting onto those like 2-pound Asian carp, I'll harass pelicans till they drop one, and I'll take it. So yeah, I'm kind of like an eagle.
So you're an eagle, huh?
Sometimes, if I need to be.
Welcome, Steve Adams.
What's up,
Come on,
Steve?
buddy.
Yeah, it's a whole lot easier to tell it than it is to type it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I
Hey,
told Roger, I said
Jody.
my typing fingers get tired.
Yeah. Hey, Tim, Roger. Yeah, I was live on the riverbank today. I wasn't fishing. I was just sitting there with the thing, and I was sitting by one of the navigational aids. It's a point, you know. They put those big orange crosses out there for the towboats. They can see them, and it tells them something. I don't know, but anyway, a pickup pull. And I was sitting right there, and a pickup pulled up and set up a tripod laser. You know, they use that technology now with the survey, and they put up a laser, and I suppose it shoots a beam that they pick up somewhere. Well, this guy set that thing up, and I figured I was going to see a survey boat out there in the river, you know, checking that. No boat. I was sat there for, I think, 2.5 hours. And after a while, the truck came back and loaded the thing up and left. And I was just trying to wonder what in the world he was doing. I mean, unless he's shooting it all the way across the river and there was somebody over there, over there. Because, I mean, you know, it shoots a beam, and some got to receive it to survey. You know, I was
depending on what they were doing, Steve. Some of that stuff like LiDAR and all this other new age stuff doesn't need anything to return. Yeah, but I'm not smart enough to figure that out.
I was just wondering if anybody knew what he was doing. Most of the time, I can figure out what they're doing.
Right.
Because I can find the guy he's shooting it to, or, you know, that they are checking depth or height or whatever they're checking, but there wasn't nothing there. But he set it right by that mile marker, so I know it had to do something with that, you know, with the mark right there.
Big Skip says he may have been shooting across the river checking for bank shift.
Hey, he could have been. It may have been something else on the other side over there, because I tell you, he was gone long enough.
He could have went around.
He could have gone across the bridge and come back in and set something else up over there that I couldn't see.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
25 years ago, I would have been able to help you because I got a bunch of friends that are geologists, but they're just as old as me, and they don't know shit either.
Hey, Epic, let me tell you what Reed told me in the conversation last night.
What'd he say?
He said that people, you know, y'all have heard me mention this, the commercial fishing friend I have here that graduated from Mississippi State and left and went and started fishing. That's all he's ever done. His name is Bill Lancaster. And Reed said that people like me, Lancaster, you, Epic, because I was talking about you, and the friends that I've got around that fish know more about what's going out there, that he would rather listen to that conversation than he had a bunch of PhDs sitting at a convention somewhere trying to tell him something.
Yes, sir.
He said, because people like us, we gain we out there, well, it used to be out there almost every day, all the time. And people like us and all these people in the chat over here, we're out there all the time, and we gather more information than the scientists can gather because they have to do it on a scheduled basis.
Yep.
And he's very anxious to talk to you.
Awesome. Awesome. I can't wait.
But I don't know how I'm going to set it up. I think if I set it up on a live
Sure.
interview on my channel,
Yeah.
I think I'd get some views.
Yes. Yeah. Matter of fact, let me know, and I'll put it up on my channel too. That I'm going to be talking to the legendary Steve Adams' son, and it's going to be some of the greatest stuff ever because we're going to fish nerd out.
Yeah. Did I tell you about the alligator gar he caught?
Yep.
Saturday?
150 pounds.
Yeah, and that's the third time he has caught it.
The same one?
In the same hole.
Yep.
Listen to this, Roger. 8 years ago, maybe, they found this hole. It's off of the Arkansas River. It's not on the Arkansas River. They found this hole, and they went in there with the side scan with the high dollar depth finders like y'all use, you know, and they saw all these big fish in this hole. So, and he was fixing to start his alligator gar research. Well, he had already started it, but he found this hole. And they put nets on both ends, and I told him to go out there, put a boat, drag a chain in there, and they catch them because it was in February. Well, they caught so many that they were way up in the night getting them out, but they put 15 transmitters on different ones, and they sexed them and drew blood. They did a bunch of stuff to each fish. I think it caught, I forget, it was an ungodly number, like 40 or 50. And over a period, as long as those transmitters worked, and I don't remember how long they worked, but a couple of years, I think, the furthest any one of those fish 15 fish that they put the transmitters on, the furthest any of them moved was 500 yards.
What?
Over a period of several years.
500 yards?
And they're in a free flowing, they're not in a reservoir. They can go to the Arkansas River. They can go anywhere they want to go and go as far as anywhere they want to go.
And Steve,
that's crazy.
Steve, what you're telling me, I can just about tell you exactly what that section of river looks like, and I'll save that for your son because I want to know. And I may say that he may say no, Epic, it's not that way, but I have a guess of what that section of river looks like if it's going to hold fish for that period of time, and they didn't really move much more than about 500 yards. Because the one thing about God, see, and this is one thing a lot of people don't know is, along with my flatheads that I've kept in giant tanks, I've also kept gar. I've kept gar that I've caught from the river. I've kept gar from Florida. I had an alligator gar at one time. A flathead ended up eating it, but let's just say I kind of know a little bit about the habits of gar, which I kind of like all the crazy dinosaur stuff. But I got to tell you a story, Steve, because you just
let me interrupt you. He's not going to tell you where he caught them.
No, I don't care. I know I don't want a map plan. I'm just going to say what that river looks like, what the water's doing, what the flow's like, what the access that they have, laterally is what's going to hold giant gar. But in what you said about your son was, he said, I'd rather talk to you guys that are out there doing it every day. And let me preface this. So about 1997 or so, no, it was 1996. I was throwing my cast net on the Illinois River, and Roger should know about this because the Ohio and the Illinois are kind of a symbiotic relationship. The Illinois is smaller, but it's like a smaller version of the Ohio. It's in the same temperate zone. But anyway, it's closer to my house than the Ohio is. So I used to fish that a lot, and so I'm throwing a cast net in kind of like an offshoot situation, and I get this weird fish. And I look at this fish, and it's about this big. Low set eyes, blah, blah, blah. I go, something's wrong here. I mean, immediately I knew it out of my cast net, and I snapped a picture of it, and I sent it to my biologist friend, which was actually working at the Pekin office, which is close to Peoria, if anybody listening. I mean, nobody knows where Pekin is, but Peoria, Illinois, a lot of people know where it's at. So, it's 15 miles from there, and he says, oh, yeah, Asian carp have made it up there. And I'm like, oh, geez. So what are we dealing with here? And he tells me a little bit, and they actually didn't know how detrimental they really were and how big they grew and all this other crazy stuff. So I started doing research on it. I started, I was running amok. I was, looking at the Chinese stuff. I was calling people. I was whatever. So I learned all this stuff. So a couple years go by, and of course we get bigger and bigger fish, like jumping in the boat and all this other stuff. They're eating plankton and blah, blah, blah. So I did a story on it in ProCats. And so I get a call from a Chicago station that is kind of like the old Channel 47. Remember old Channel 47? They used to do like some, like ecological stuff and whatever. So the panel, they invited me to go on the panel. So I was the fisherman. They had another guy that was commercial fishing. They had another lady that was she was from the they had a commercial fishing guy. They had the marine biologist. They had another. So I was excited. I was thoroughly excited. I showed up like an hour early. I drive up to Chicago. I had to meet some people. I had to do all this. So I was so excited. I couldn't wait to meet the biologist on this stuff. And so I started questioning the lady from the marine preserve. She was like huge into invasive species, right? So I'm like, well, what do you think about the Plecostomus invasion in the canals in Florida? And what do you think about? And they started introducing this and blah, blah, blah. She had no idea. None. Absolutely none. Didn't even know what an Asian carp looked like. That's who they sent to talk about one of the biggest problems that was going. And out of the entire panel, it was me and the commercial fishing guy. That was it. The commercial fishing guy, which is generally the sport fishing advocate like me. My enemy ends up being the smart. Him and I started being the smart, and they started blaming. They tried to blame on a live television show the spread of Asian carp on catfishermen. I said, "Whoa, wait a minute here." I said they have low slung eyes. They're very difficult to keep alive. I mean, you're not going to just throw them in a bucket and move them. Blah blah blah. And I was very surprised at how many. Actual anglers were so happy that somebody was there to stick up for them and say this is not the case. These things are invasive, and it's a disaster, and blah blah blah. And so we start talking about pelagic bait fish, and there was people on the panel that didn't even know what we were talking about. I'm like, why are these people even here?
Yeah.
What? It was like they were at the big boy table, and they might as well have been from kindergarten.
Yeah, that's a shame.
But it's fact.
Yeah.
When Reed worked for the Corps of Engineers down in Vicksburg for 2 years in the environmental side of the Corps has an environmental impact side that if they're going to do something, they go and do a lot of checking of fish and all to make sure that it's not going to damage the fish or the population, and it might not be a catfish. It may be some kind of red-headed sucker that swims backwards on a full moon, but they try to protect it off.
That's what I was telling you guys earlier. I love Steve Adams stories.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing that they and Lancaster, my buddy and Reed's buddy, Lancaster is on retainer with the Corps. Because when they're going to do one of these studies, he he guides the study. He pulls his nets up and he meets the crew the core crew that's doing the work, and he helps them and shows them and does, and puts the nets and catches the fish. And I mean, he's a smart guy. He graduated from Mississippi State, and all he does is commercial fish. I mean, but one thing now, I don't know if y'all have noticed it up in the upper Mississippi, but now when they put in those wing dikes, those wing dams or rock dikes, I call them, they leave a hole in them. They leave a hole in them now. They build them out, then they'll leave a hole, and then they'll build it the rest of the way.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. Because it's actually great fish habitat. If I can find a wing dike or what you call a rock dike with a hole in it, I'm going to be able to fish that a little bit better. And believe it or not, on one of the videos that I posted, it was a short TikTok, and you got all the water rolling back and forth. There's a boil that goes in the middle of that, and that rock dike never sticks out of the water, but there is a hole in it. It's not what you would think of a big round hole. It goes along and it dips down like this, and that water
There's a
goes
scour
this
hole.
way and then that way, and it rolls down and it clips back up, and it is a big fish attractor. So, Roger, somebody said something about Lake Erie and Flatheads. And you put that up there. Real quick, Lake Erie has flatheads. I would not try to target them in the open water like that, but all of the rivers that come into it, Lake Erie it's a magnet for flatheads. Of course, you have to have the habitat. You probably know something about that.
Yeah. I've heard of and seen pictures of guys with flatheads out of Sandusky Bay. And I don't know if it's a time of year type thing because the bay is shallower, the temperature's right, and it's a bait fish heaven for them, because I know we catch a lot of bait fish there. But I know that I've seen flatheads come out of Sandusky Bay. I've never targeted them there. I go up there and just have a ball with the channel cats. But there's 25 pound plus size channel cat up there, and that's a blast.
Yeah, it's hard to put in a waiting game for flatheads when you got 25 pound plus channel cats just slamming rods down, no doubt. But there was somebody else that you brought up a little comment here recently.
Mike.
Yeah, Big Mike said, "Do I have a seat at the big boys table?"
And off the rest was one talking about. I'll get it back for you and read it to you. I know what you're talking about.
Of course you do, Big Mike. We all love Big Mike. Who doesn't love Big Mike?
We'll say hi to a couple folks while we're searching for that question.
I got it. So go ahead and say your hellos.
Mr. John Parker, Real Time Catfishing, Saskatchewan. Stan, he's back in the house. And Buck Williams is here as well. So thanks for stopping in. Fishing with Big Mike, of course. We heard from him. Let's see. I think Denise Morgan also in the house. And if I missed anybody, I apologize.
Gar's in there too.
Roger.
Garv, Garv.
Are you sure it was Saskatchewan Stan? I think it's Susquehanna Stan.
Susquehanna.
Saskatchewan.
Okay, because that'd be a new one on me.
I know.
Oh yeah, it's the Saskatchewan.
I know it. I know it.
Susquehanna, not Saskatchewan. Susquehanna. It's the Susquehanna.
Susquehanna.
Matter of fact, you would actually like this river. I've seen a little bit of it. I talked to Stan a little bit, and that river is absolutely pretty darn amazing.
Really?
And they've got bigger and bigger flatheads. They've been introduced.
Sorry, Stan.
Flathead habitat is awesome. No, that's all right. I mean, shoot, we all make this. I don't pronounce everything right either, but I was like, Saskatchewan Stan? I don't know if you got one of those.
I know a terrible joke about Saskatchewan.
I've always wanted to go up there and deer hunt.
You ready?
Yeah.
Octopus Catfish Hunter said, I heard there may be a flathead in Lake Erie. I'm going to check it out this spring, Jody.
Awesome.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yep.
That's what I was talking about. Yep,
Mhm.
and there is. Matter of fact, if you wanted to target them specifically, go to any of the major tributaries that come into Lake Erie. Lake Erie's got a fantastic giant catfish population. Matter of fact, the first time I tackled into them, we were dragging we were dragging crankbaits for walleyes, and we were going a bit fast, almost 6 miles an hour, and big channel cats were pounding them on these rock reefs. Basically, you go from about 12 foot of water up into about 6-7 feet of water, and the faster you went, the more channel cats you caught, and they were more fun than the walleyes.
No kidding.
Yeah,
I've caught them, trolling up to 2 miles an hour. I didn't mean to be going that fast, but 2 miles an hour, I'd still catch them.
Dude, we were blasting because we were dumb and young, and we were blasting because we couldn't catch any walleyes, so we just kept speeding it up. We're like, well, let's see what happens. So we go on the inclines, and the faster we seemed to go, the more channel cats we caught, and they were big. I mean, they were buckling rods. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool. But if we slowed down, we couldn't catch them. It just seemed like it had to go and tick off the rock, and bam. But I would not say that's something I would try to repeat because we'd been there many times and only happened a couple of days out of 25 days.
This year we were dragging up at Hoover, and we caught a few fish, and we passed another guy. He was trolling flicker shad for crappie, and we kind of passed each other. We say hi, how you doing, any good, and all that. And he says, "What are you fishing for?" And I was like, "Catfish," and he's like, some people just still don't see very many people dragging baits and pulling planer boards and all that, but he said, I can't keep the catfish off my lines. He said, the damn things have broke everything I got today.
Yep.
I said, what? He said, yeah. He said, they're just smashing that stupid flicker shad. He said, I can't keep them out of the catfish long enough to catch the daggone crappie. And we got to look at him. We said, how fast you going? He said, 2.25.
Yep.
What?
There you go.
And he was running flicker shad over 2 miles an hour. And he said he caught flathead and like a 27-pound blue and something else and something else. We're like, he's outfished us today on flicker shad.
So for those of you that don't know, a flicker shad's only about 4 inches long from the tip to the tail, and then it's got a bill that's about like this. It's a round bill, and it just sort of wobbles in the water. It just sort of does one of these. It does. Like hard, and then it'll veer off left, right.
It's very erratic.
Off left, the faster you run it. And the fire tiger is fire sometimes. Now, would I enter a catfish tournament with flicker shad? No, but when they're hammering it, you're just like, what?
Yeah, I'll pull some the fire tiger demon dragons up there at times. And whatever it is about that, and Rocky Fork Lake up by us too, both of those, the fire tiger seems to outperform every other one. And it's just kind of crazy. But
so, Steve.
Yeah.
Tell us something that none of us know.
That'd be easy for me.
Oh, man, I don't know. What I do better answering questions than
I feel like Steve could tell us a great World War II story for some reason, because he's been through it, done it.
No, not World War II.
Okay.
I was looking in my journal to see the first jumping carp I ever saw. I remember when it was, but I remember who showed it to me, but I must not have written it down in my journal.
How far back does your journal go, Steve?
80 something.
Yeah, go on.
Steve, you have to look after 2004.
I don't know, Epic. I really don't know. I just
according to the experts, that's when they escaped. Remember the flood of 2004? Was it 2004, 2006? I cannot remember, but I think it was because I didn't see him until like 96, and they escaped from down where you're at.
Yeah, well,
in
it's
like
old Martin.
2004, 2006. Whenever we had that major flood that was like going over levees and all that.
That's 2008.
No, it was the 2008 was a bad flood, but it was, I think it was
Down here.
2000.
I'm talking down here, man.
Okay.
You talking about when they blew the levee at Bird Point?
I don't know specifics on that.
I
I just know that that came out of Catfish Farms, and for some reason, the DNR and the FDA and all the other powers that be just thought it would be fine to import Asian carp, and it was like, okay.
No, they wouldn't.
So now we got Buck Williams, who said he was born on the west branch of the Susquehanna River. And Bex is also looking forward to fishing and learning the Susquehanna River this year. And I'm going to get that right. I just got to keep saying it over and over again.
There you go.
The Susquehanna Stand says Steve has a bank fishing story about a guy with a spinning rod.
Oh, yeah. That's it. Yeah, the old man, Mr. Roush. He, I guess.
Hey, Jody, is Mike ready to get in?
Him and his two sons, and his two sons were about my age. He's an old man and weighed about 110 pounds if he weighed 110 pounds. He was a little skinny guy. And this family of people, they never sat down. They squatted. They squatted like Indians. They just squatted down. They sit on them gray rocks and squatted on the. And they fished all winter like I did, and I got to knowing them pretty good. And they would talk to me. And to qualify that statement, they might have been raising some wacky-backy in the woods in places. And so they flathead fished all the time, and they were fishing in a little chute off of the river. And they fishing out of a boat. And a 54-pound, and Mr. Rouse fished with a big spinning rod, about a 10-foot rod with a big spinning reel on it, and he locked the drag down on it with a crescent wrench. He didn't believe in using the drag and used 100-pound test at Omniflex or whatever it is. Well, he hung a 54-pound flathead and pulled him out of the boat. And they got him and held him, and he landed. He got the fish up there to him, and they waited. Well, they kept all the fish. And now they told me the fish weighed 54 pounds. Now I didn't see the fish, but it pulled him out of the boat, and I saw him at the boat ramp. And the old man was wringing wet, and they had that big old fish. And I laughed. I thought that was a funny thing. So a couple of months later, we used the same boat ramp. Here they come with a great big old Polo Craft boat and a 90 horsepower Mercury, brand new rig. And I said, "Damn, Mr. Rouse, you done let the eagle fly, hadn't you?" "Yes, son, there ain't no more fish gonna pull me out of the boat." So anyway, they fished for a couple of years, and me and my boss, I had started teaching, so it was in 2000, and this is 2007, 2006. My boss and I, my headmaster, we'd been out fishing, and we were coming in. It's a big sandbar at the mouth of the lake, and the river's out there, and then harbors, and they fishing in the lake water and the swift water. And we come in, and I saw them. They had the boat pulled up, and I saw them. I told Jay, I said, "There's them Rouses up yonder." And when we got closer, the old man was standing there. He had on a pink button-up shirt and khakis rolled up almost to his knee. and he was dripping water. And I told Jay, I said, man, he done caught another big fish. And Bill, his son, waved me down. He recognized my boat. He waved, and I pulled up with it. And the man had a 60. I weighed the fish, and I don't remember. It was either 62 or 64 pounds. And where he was standing, you could see heel marks in his little skinny butt where that fish pulled him off of that same boat out in the lake. And Bill had to run down there and get the boat, and push it off and get out there and catch his daddy right back here, hold him by his shirt while he landed that fish. And Bill left the net on the bank up there where they were. So he had his daddy in one hand and had to get that big old fish from the other and get his daddy to hold on the side of the boat and where he could land that fish. But I had a 35 millimeter at that time camera, and I had 100 pounds. I had scales that would weigh him. So when we got back, we got everything, got the fish up. We weighed the fish, and I took pictures of him and his daddy. His daddy couldn't hold the fish up. He couldn't hold it. It was a 60. It must have weighed 62 because that's what I keep trying to say. That was a monster flathead. I mean, he was big. And I made 3 sets of pictures, and I gave each one of them a set of. I kept a set and gave each one of them a set because they were very appreciative. And after that, man, if I needed something to make some magic cookies out of, it wouldn't have been no trouble to get.
Put him out of the boat again.
Hey, Roger, if I was a real filmmaker, I would interview Steve Adams, and he would be like, I would open up a video on some of that stuff, and he would be like the sound bites, and maybe I'd have him with okay, so look at all this. Even Steve Adams right now looks like an old Polaroid film, like a shot. Even on our thing right now. Everything else is whatever. Steve Adams is that's some great experience type stuff.
He put Samuel Jackson out of a job, wouldn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I would. Matter of fact, I'm not so sure. I'm not gonna come in to one of these where Steve Adams has been talking and screen record it and then put it behind some of my stuff. I think it'd be awesome.
Now listen. Now you talking about this. Now I've got the clip. I came off the river one day. I was under the river bridge, and it was 2 panel trucks sitting there, and a game warden pulled up. Well, here comes the game warden to check me. And a fellow named Johnny Smith was with me. He's since gone. He passed away. And anyway, I was in the process of getting my wallet out from under the console of the boat, and this fellow walks up to me, dressed nice, and asked me, would I grant him an interview for ABC Weekly News with Catherine, whoever it was, or Martha or somebody, I can't remember, but it was a weekly, or Dorothy, I don't remember, but this was national news. Now, this wasn't no local TV. This was Steve. He's a big, tall, black guy. Steve I can't even say his last name. And I told him, I said, I don't know what you want to interview me about, but I don't think you want to interview me. And I was trying to give my wallet license to the game warden, and that game warden was in that truck and gone. He didn't look at nothing, man. They ran him off. But anyway, the fella finally talked me into granting him an interview. And y'all don't remember anything about it, but Trent Lott was our senator at the time. And he spoke.
I remember Trent Lott.
He spoke at Strom Thurmond's birthday party. All right, Strom Thurmond's supposed to have been the biggest racist there ever was, which he wasn't, but the news makes him out to be. But anyway, he wanted to interview me about that, what I thought about it. And I granted him an interview. And I told him we had gut hooked the fish, and I was cleaning that fish while I was talking to him. he was standing there, and they had the camera and the light, holding the big light up and all this in the daytime. But I'm talking and cleaning that fish, and when it was over with, I said, Steve, I was calling him by his first name. I said, you see this fillet knife? Yeah, this knife is sharp. And because I was steady sharpening it as I was cleaning, I said, if you make me look like some kind of Mississippi redneck, do you believe I'll come to Atlanta and cut your guts out and throw you in the Chattahoochee River? And he didn't know what to say about it. I asked him, do you believe? And he says, no, I really don't believe that, because you seem like a pretty nice guy. I said, well, I know how this is going to turn out, and I really don't care. Yeah, that's his name, Usun Tsunami. He's from Africa. I don't think it's Ethiopia, but it's over where them guys run so good. What Nigeria? He's from Nigeria.
I'm still listening.
And he was telling me about his brother that was a thug, and it was really a strange deal. But yeah, I got it recorded. It's here somewhere. And they show that thing on Sunday nights, Roger.
Yeah.
And soon, within 10 minutes of that thing being over, my phone started ringing, and it was over at 10 o'clock, and my phone started ringing. People all over this country that I know, calling me and
saying they just saw you on there.
Yeah, on national news, man. But he asked me a question about, what do you think about the stereotyping all white Southerners as racist? And I told him, I said, Steve, I don't think racist is all that bad a word. I think every ethnic group should be proud of their culture and their background and their history. If I'm proud to be white, you ought to be proud to be black, and you can be more proud to be black than I am proud to be white. I said, I don't see where racist is such a bad word. Because to me, it means that I'm proud of my culture, and you should have the same feeling. But you know what they showed on the clip was, I don't think racist is all that bad a word.
Well,
they didn't show my explanation.
Yeah, I think it's all an interpretation. But I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I'll leave that out.
Well, I'm just telling you about the interview.
Yeah, I understand.
You know, I mean, that's.
Jody's over here trying to find a dad joke in the chat somewhere.
As Brian B says, that's all I know is dad jokes.
Wow, I'm glad I ducked out on that.
Well, no, I didn't say anything out of line.
I know you did, Steve.
I was just talking. I was telling
Steve, it's all perspective, you know. Yep. It is. Not only is it perspective.
I didn't ask the question. He did.
But today, language has been force changed. It doesn't matter what you think it is; it's what the media thinks it is. And I'm not going to go down that road. But when the media decides that it means one thing, we can no longer speak the way we did because it doesn't have the same meaning.
Well, because they just make up stuff like glizzy. Yeah. Who the hell came up with that?
Like which?
What?
Jody, you're muted.
You muted me.
I didn't mute you.
Yeah. Now Epic's muted.
No, he's not.
What's he eating? Well, I want to know. What are you eating?
She's all about
sandwich. Well, I got a ham sandwich.
Hey,
I haven't eaten since yesterday.
But it's only been an hour and a half since it was yesterday.
That's true.
I was
Okay,
over
so
there.
yesterday, 2 days ago then.
Let's
It
see. Apache has a joke. What do you call a fake noodle? An impasta. Surely to God you got something better than that, Apache.
Oh
Oh,
my
my.
goodness.
So second grade.
Hey Roger.
Yeah,
I was,
buddy.
well, you have fished in Mississippi, and I know Epic has. I was over there fishing one day down in South Arkansas, and it was spoonbill season. Right?
Spoonbill.
Spoonbill.
You know, barracuda.
Yeah, the long nosed barracudas.
Stick nose.
And these fellas,
Barracuda, gar, shark.
these two guys pulled up beside me and asked me how much I knew about the Mississippi River. And I said, well, I fish down here a whole lot. And they said, well, where's the Louisiana line? I said, it's on down here. And I tried to explain to them when they would know they was in Louisiana. And one of them says, do they have up a sign? Because Louisiana had and Mississippi had a closed season. They closed their season on spoonbill at that point in time. Still, Mississippi still closed, but Arkansas had a season. And did they have a sign? And I said, I think there used to be a sign up said you're now entering Louisiana, but I believe the high water washed it away. I said, but the post is still standing up. And they took off. I said, man, what kind of stupid question was that? Did they have up a sign saying now you are entering Louisiana? You can see some crazy stuff on that river.
I'm sure. Buck Williams says if your phony bone itches and you scratch it, does it tickle?
I
Not
don't
really.
know.
Well, I got one for y'all.
Okay.
Probably
That's it.
heard it. But if you flying in a plane, and it's impossible, but if you flying in a vehicle, an airplane or a rocket or whatever that's traveling the speed of light, okay, and you turn the lights on in that thing, do they shine?
Yeah.
Yes. It's the elevator theory.
The what?
Elevator theory. So if you fall in
Jump.
an elevator,
You're right.
you're still falling. Even if you jump up, you're still going to, because it's the theory.
Yeah, but I mean, if you traveling the speed of light and you turn the light on,
But the light is carried by the speed of light as you're going to the speed and through the light. Yes.
I say they just glow. I don't say they shine. They come on, but they don't shine because you keeping up with the light. I don't know.
Let's see.
Yeah, there's a wild bear crap in the woods.
Huh?
Dan did tell a joke. He caught a fish.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, Dan, you're so funny.
Well, Roger, how far can you walk in the woods?
All right, everybody. I'm going to eat something and then go to bed. How does that work? I don't think you're supposed to do that, but I'll do it.
You're a rebel. You can
So
do whatever you
Yeah.
want.
Sure, you can hang a little while longer.
Roger, I ask you a question.
Yeah, I got to get up early.
Yeah, I don't know how far I can walk in the woods, Steve.
You can only walk halfway. Then you're walking
You
out.
walking out? That's exactly right.
It's
Oh, so epic, my
12:30 here.
He
It's
don't-
already been a long day.
Epic's got a
Let me get
journal
out
in
of
his
here.
head. But there's my journal right there, two of them.
That goes back to 80.
80 something. I'd have to look and see.
So do you record like good trips, bad trips, or all trips?
Zero
trips.
trips, bait, water level. Like in August 23rd of 1994, the water level was 18.4 and it was up 0.6. Water clarity, everything.
No kidding.
See, now Steve's got to get me all perked up again.
Mm-hmm.
I was ready to go to bed, and now he's talking about some sort of, I don't know,
It's just a journal I kept. I mean,
captain's log or something.
Yeah.
Hey, Pork Chop's asking a question, but I'm not sure if I missed the rest of it. It says, "Are they different from river fishing versus lake fishing?" Pork Chop, or what different? And if I missed it, somebody help me.
You may have been talking about something we was talking about at the moment.
Well, I mean, he just posted it just a second ago, 2
Oh,
minutes ago.
really? Are they different from river fishing versus lake fishing?
Well, I don't know because I ain't never fished in the lake. I can't.
Yeah, they have their. I prefer a river over lake, but I do enjoy fishing lakes and dragging baits. Besides bumping, dragging is one of the most productive methods of fishing for me. But doing this crazy epic stuff, getting into crazy waters and doing dangerous stuff, that's what we've been working on this last year, and that's what we got lined up this year. We've already picked out spots and areas we fished before but didn't fish those setups or those scenarios. And now we've okay, next time we go back, we are doing this. And so we're looking forward to new adventures this year. Hey, check that out, JP.
So Roger, the whole mantra is we're going to do this.
Thanks, buddy.
Let's just try not to die, and you're okay.
So what? At the end of the trip, we got to be the but did you die?
Nope, I haven't died yet, so we're good.
So yeah, we've got a list of different things to try. I've come up with a couple of different methods to things that I think could help a lot of people, but I'm gonna try it first before I open my mouth, because I don't want to send people down the wrong path. I want to be sure of my hypothesis before I announce anything. But so I got some tricks up my sleeve and some things I want to try this year that a little bit different, a little bit things at least I had never seen. So I want to see if they work. Your wheels are turning.
No, it's just not a good look. I'm chewing a sandwich.
You guys got me. I'm sitting there looking for. I follow. If you went through my TikTok of all the people I follow, it's like straight catfishing. Then it goes into dad jokes and dark humor. And then it goes into impractical joke comedy, lots of comedy.
Yep.
And just crazy stuff. But I follow this lady on here that tells dad jokes, and she tries to read them out loud, but she cracks herself up so bad she almost can't tell the joke. And the jokes are actually pretty damn funny, but the fact that she can't even say them without cracking herself up makes it even funny.
That's what makes it so funny.
Yeah, she can't get it out. It's hilarious, but I can never remember her daggone name when I want to pull her up. But the jokes that she has on there, they're pretty much dad jokes. They're hilarious.
I had to Google dad jokes to figure out what Brian B was telling me. I didn't know what the hell a dad joke was. And now I can't remember what Google said it was.
Most of them pretty corny.
Well, I got this one fellow on here that's calling me dad now.
Clayton?
Yeah. I busted his bubble the other night.
You did. What'd you do?
Oh, you were in there, wasn't you?
No. You told me about it, I believe.
Yeah, I told you about it.
All right, everybody. I am going to finish this sandwich and go to bed.
All right, fine, old man.
Yeah, old folks have to get their rest.
I'm old until until it gets ready, until the river opens up,
Mhm.
and then look out.
Yep.
And I can tell that you sleeping because you about to be tired because the beauty rest ain't helping.
I didn't hear a darn bit of that.
You all right, Epic?
All right, everybody. Good to see you. Thanks for having me up.
See you later. See you later,
Bye.
man.
Muskrat and Steve. See ya.
Thanks, Tim, for stopping in, buddy.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
What about me?
I think
He
he said
didn't
you.
tell me goodbye.
Yeah, he
He
did.
did?
Hey, you
Did he?
first. You
I was going to
first.
say, I thought he said you first.
Oh, I didn't hear him.
Yeah, it kind of broke up a little bit, but he said Joe.
I might have stepped on him a little bit too. So everyone has jokes until the scales come out. Yeah. Yeah. I've got jokes and 90% of them are not appropriate, so I ain't telling them.
Well, that's me. I can't tell much.
Yeah,
Nope.
I can't tell that one.
I got a few hints to give folks. Like if you get lost,
Yeah.
or your compass breaks, how you find your way.
How?
You look for a possum or an armadillo. So they
Now you
going
can
to
find one of those just walking around beside you, ain't you?
we just find one of them because they're going to a road to get run over.
Yeah.
I told Steve he need to do nighttime show every night, telling a story. Steve's bedtime stories.
There you go.
Yeah. No, I'd rather do just like I'm doing.
What
And
is it?
I wasn't planning on coming up on, but I couldn't type all that stuff out about that survey, and I really was interested to see if anybody knew what was going on. You know, there's a bunch of survey companies that contract to the Corps of Engineers, and you see them all the time. They always surveying, just constantly. We've got I think it's 23 pipelines, natural gas and pipelines that cross the river right here in Greenville. And they survey them all the time to make sure that they're not, they still at a certain depth underground and all that. I don't know what all they're surveying for. And they survey the rock dikes and see if they need to put any more rocks on them. And they just constantly survey boats all the time, everywhere you go out there. And I thought, sure, that's what I was fixing to see today when that guy set that transit up with that beam on it, that laser on it. But he left, and apparently he must have gone to the other side. And I don't know maybe he was looking for bank shift or something. I don't know. It was strange. I should have asked.
Question from Aaron here about my plans this year as far as new places to fish. To be honest, I don't know about new places to fish besides I do plan on coming to Patriot James's tournament down there on Wiley. So that would be a new place for me. But, these areas that I've gone and fished over the last 2 years, each time I go, you get a little more knowledge and a little more experience on it. And, you get a little bit better at it. And so first couple of times I came to the James River, we didn't do too hot. And it was really tough. And so I'm wanting to get back to the James River this year and kind of redeem myself. I kind of said it before. I would really like to start on the East Coast, and anybody that would be willing to take me in for a couple of days, I'd just bounce, and I'm going to have my boat with me, and I would just start up at the James River and stay there for a few days to a week, and then move on down and fish. I definitely want to fish the dock there with Tom and hang out with everybody there and run into you guys too. And then go right on down, Watts Bar, Chattanooga, all the way down to, Wilson and Wheeler. As far as out west goes, I would like to go to Mendota, but I don't think financially I'm going to be able to do. I don't know if financially I'm going to be able to do any of that, but I would like to go to Mendota and do all that. It's a different crowd of people, and it would be fun to be able to, hang out with everybody. But my goals are kind of go back and hit the areas I'm just learning. Last year was my first year on Nickajack and, fishing those areas, the Chattanooga and Chickahominy, or no, not Chickahominy. Fishing those waters. I learned a lot, going back and trying to apply some of what I learned from last trip to this. It's hard to come show up and find fish and catch fish and be productive in 3 days, 3 to 4 days. And, our last trip down to the Mississippi, when we went to Memphis and, Chickamauga. There we go. Thank you. We went down to fish Mud Island there and Memphis. We got a taste of the Mississippi, and I liked it. I thought it was really
fun. Roger, you should think about going to Helena, Arkansas.
Helena, we went to the weekend we were there was the weekend they had their big tournament there, the Cat Masters or whatever, and we went to weigh-ins and saw some of those big fish caught, and
I imagine a bunch of them caught down around Helena.
Yeah.
They call it battle axe.
Why is that they call it battle axe?
I don't know. It's just a local name, and that's what people call it. I don't see it as battle axe on the river, on my river. What do you call it?
Navionics?
No, on my maps of the Mississippi River.
I got you.
Oh heck! It's just a map of every inch and everything on the river.
Right.
The thing that towboat captains use. But anyway, that's just north of Helena, but just south of Helena is Stovall, and I mean it's big fish all in there. I mean, I've caught some up there.
Yeah.
But it's great dragging, bumping water.
Bumping, yeah, and that's the thing that really got me interested. Even at Chickamauga, we bumped below the dam some, and then Nickajack we bumped below the dam. But once you got so far out, you really ran out of bumping speed. But when we were on the Mississippi, you could bump as long as your trolling motor didn't die. You bump with the entire river, and man, we had a good time. It took us a little while to get the hang of it. We're not used to that kind of current,
right?
And down there it was moving pretty good. So it took us a while to get used to. Our boat was moving over 2.5 miles an hour, and we were not used to that at all. Mm-hmm. We were trying to slow it down to like 1 mile an hour. Hell, we was trying to bump 10 ounces, and even it wasn't going to the bottom. We'd be about half a spool out before it hit. I was like, we're doing something wrong.
The boys down here that do it, they got a lot of line way down there. They don't use heavy weights. And
yeah. Well, when we went to the weigh-ins, I can't remember. We knew the guys that won it. We had actually Zach that I fished with, Mark Mitchell. That's who it was. Mark Mitchell, and I can't remember the other guy's name. He's a big deal too. Anyway, they're the ones that told us. He said, "Well, you're slowing your boat down too much." He said, "Well, how much are you guys bumping?" They said, "We're bumping 3 to 5 ounces."
That's all. Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, we're definitely doing something wrong. We can't get that to hit the bottom." He said, "You got to let that boat go. Just let it go."
They go pretty fast.
Yeah. They said just slow that boat down just a little bit, but you're going to run your trolling motor dead in no time, and you're going to have to bump 12 ounces to get it to stay down there. He's like, just let that boat speed up. Just keep on going.
Yeah, I watched them do it, and I've never done it, but all those guys that started doing that, I know all of them, and they don't use a lot of weight, but they got a lot of line out back there behind the boat. but I can show you some spots there on maps. I know all the spots.
Yeah. Yeah, they those guys said they was catching like 50 fish a day, and we were like, what? And they were good. I mean, they were, they had marked fish and didn't even fish for them until the day of the tournament, and then went back and caught them. I mean, these guys know what they're doing. They're good at it. Doc Lang, I was down there with Doc. He sent me pictures of a fish. They had a tournament coming up that weekend, and he sent me a picture of that fish on Thursday. And then he went back Friday and checked on him. He'd moved 10 feet. Checked on him Friday. He moved 10 feet and went back Saturday and caught him. I was like, man, that's crazy.
Well, battle axe, what I call battle axe, now I may be a little off on it, but it's about, I'm going to say it's close to 100 acres. It's right off of the channel. And what makes it go north, I don't know. But it's in a straight. It ain't in a bend or anything. It's on down on a straightaway, and it starts off at about 120 feet.
Yeah,
the point that it formed on, and that forms it. But it's a gigantic eddy. That's hell. I bet that thing is a mile long. And they bump back. They bump up river. I mean. The front of the boat is going, they holding it with the back of the boat pointed up river.
So that, so it's, it's a back eddy that big going reverse.
That big.
Holy cow.
That big. I mean, it is humongous. And it's like Epic's talking about the wash bow at the bottom.
Yeah.
And it's pretty deep water. I've anchored and caught, and caught fish because it's so many fish are laying behind those ripples that's under there. And I don't know, I've never been able to figure out what causes all that. It's changed my name. Damn, Jody.
Where's Sexy Steve come from?
Right up here in this top corner.
I know, but where did it come from? I've heard it, and I've heard other people say it in chat now.
She put that up other night and it's following me around. I'm going to have to go somewhere and change it. I don't know how to change. Picking up, just messing with me.
I was wondering. I just thought you was going to be Sexy Steve tonight.
Jody, that young.
It's been on for hours ever since you've been up there.
I just saw it.
It's shot and everything.
I was up other night and saw it since at another place. Yeah, but Tunica, but not Tunica, but Helena is an excellent place to fish out of, to do what y'all doing. That bump.
Yeah. We talked to some folks there, and we decided we come back down. I'll tell you what, I don't want to be anywhere near Memphis. I was not impressed with the Memphis at all.
It's too much traffic up there, boat traffic.
Yeah. Well, I'm at the town itself, man. The people there were just not friendly people, and it was just dirty and bad service, rude. We was like, what in the world? We stayed there. We fished there about 3 days, and we caught some fish. Zach got a 65 and a 60, and I think I ended up with a 40 something and a 50 something, bumping and some smaller fish as well. And we was like, how far away is it to go to Wilson? We love Wilson Lake. Yeah. And hook up with Doc. And we looked it up. We was 3 hours away. And we was like, you know what? We take off now. We could be on the water this afternoon and go down there and catch some bait. And we packed up and rolled over there. And we rolled into Alabama, which is only a 3-hour drive. The first thing we did was go get something to eat. And remind you, for 3 days, we went to every restaurant we went to was terrible service. Just the food was terrible. We went to a Cracker Barrel, and the cooks were dealing drugs in the parking lot.
Hate to hear that.
Yeah, we were like, what the heck's going on here? And we went 3 hours away, and we walked in the first restaurant, and they said, what can I get for you? We said, some sweet tea. My God, we're thirsty. We're dying. And she said, y'all come on in, have a seat. How y'all been? Take your load off. Sit on down here. Stay a while. you guys fishing? And we're like, oh yeah, this is a lot better. This is where we meant to be.
Well, I imagine Helena would be a good experience.
That's good.
Memphis has changed a lot over the years. It's gotten to be a dangerous city.
Yeah.
But you know, they have a no-eat zone 35 miles from north of Memphis, south of Memphis is 35 miles.
I've seen that. I never did get a video kicked out for that trip. I actually have been going through the footage here lately of those trips, but I did take I took pictures, and I think I put the GoPro up on that, and it says, "Do not eat fish." You know,
I think that Bill Dance had something to do with that. That was a big. I don't know if you probably didn't meet him and don't know him, but James Big Cat Patterson is a guide there in Memphis. He's been guiding for, I know, close to 40 years. He's a nice guy, super nice guy. I like him. But he when Bill Dance first started catfishing, that's who he fished with in those tournaments was Big Cat Patterson.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, they big buddies. And you know, Dance got a lot of influence in Nashville. And they had a chlordane plant there. And chlordane is off the market now, but it's chlordane is what they used to spray on the ground before they poured the concrete for a house.
Yeah.
Keep the termites away forever.
No kidding.
And they used it in the grain bins after they emptied the grain bins of the grain. They clean it out and then spray it, and they take all of the weevils and all that out of there, so that when they put grain in there, weevils wouldn't start at the bottom eating their way up. And
right.
They had a plant there, and they discharged it into the river, and the byproducts, you know.
Right.
And they, of course, the plant shut down in '70 with the Clean Air Act. And I think Dance had something to do with that, because Patterson is a guide there, man.
Yeah.
But Patterson does most of the fishing at Tunica, downriver, and which Tunica is just north of Helena.
Right.
You know, they're all right in there in the same place.
Kentucky Redneck, I don't know about toothache, but I'm going to say fish line pretty much takes away all pains and ailments. The fish's anxiety, depression. You know, you're having trouble at home with your marriage. Fish line will fix it as well. COVID. That's a good relief from COVID. There's not a whole lot catfish line won't take away. So I'm gonna go on a limb and say a toothache just might work.
Yeah. Yeah, Memphis is all of Memphis has moved east. All of Germantown, Cordova.
Right.
And there's another town out there where my brother-in-law lives, and I can't even remember the name of it. Ain't that hell?
I got a brother like that. I don't even know where he's at. He's down south somewhere.
I've been to his house and still can't remember the name of the town. My mind has gone blank. But yeah, you would enjoy bumping out of Helena. But now, look, I keep saying, Helena, you can stay at the casinos there. They got a boat ramp at the casino.
Oh, really?
And I don't know which one it is, but they've got a little RV park there, I think.
Huh. I know people that have they do the casino things and get all these free hotel nights and stays and points and all this stuff.
There you go.
There you go.
Free room.
Get a room and take the boat.
Look, I've caught fish right below that boat ramp.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, on Mud Island, we caught fish within the first quarter mile of coming out of Mud Island.
Mm-hmm.
Underneath those bridges there's a strong ledge right there. I think it's about 65 foot of water. And man, it's got some crazy contour. But just about every time we come through them bridges, and there's a lot of industry work on the banks down through there.
Mm-hmm.
Every pass, we was catching fish.
Yeah.
Aaron, I do plan on coming to the Tennessee meet and greet. You know, it's on that list of things I want to do this year. You know, depending on, I've got some things in the air right now. I'm waiting on things to settle, and depending on how that all goes will determine my fate, what I can do and can't do. But I'm planning on being there. I want to be there.
No, David, I know Germantown. My mind just gone blank.
What do you guys use to get fish slime off your sweatshirt?
Washing machine.
Yeah, I use a detergent called Sport Wash, and I use it for all my like waterproof apparel. I used to use it all for my hunt. I used to hunt a lot. You know, I used to deer hunt, believe it or not, 3 to 4 times more than I catfish. If it gives you an idea how bad I was into deer hunting. But this stuff called Sport Wash is really, really good detergent. It takes blood stains out. It takes catfish slime off. It protects the membranes in waterproof clothing, and it rinses away so clean. Like they did little studies where they took like a little 6x6 cloth and they washed it. They weighed them first, the cloths, and see what they weighed, and then they ran through the machine with the Sport Wash and one with the regular detergent, and then they weighed them again. The one that they ran in regular detergent weighed more. There were still detergent or additives, to make it smell fresh and clean. That stuff still stayed in the fabric. And the other one, actually, I think they said it weighed less than it did before they weighed it because there was residue from other washes that it took away. And it's just, I started buying it years and years ago, and man, I use it for all my, fishing and hunting clothes and stuff. It does an awesome job.
Yeah, I never heard of it.
Yeah, I used to be able to buy it at Walmart, but then they stopped carrying it, and I started buying it at Dunham's. I don't know if who all has a Dunham's Sporting Goods their way, but or I think I'm out of it now. Actually, I've got to order. I'm just going to order some more, or go to Dunham's and get some more. But
yeah, that's Collierville. That's the place I was trying to think of.
What is it?
Collierville.
Collierville?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
It's out there by Germantown. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, you'd catch some good fish down there around Tunica and Helena. No doubt. Because those boys, I know it's at least, the Massengale boys, do you know them?
Yep.
Brothers?
Yep.
They're going to fish down there.
Daryl and
I never can remember the youngest one's name.
I can't either now.
Daryl is the oldest one.
Right.
Pretty good tall. They nice folks. They good guys.
I'd met them.
But now they might go all the way back up to Osceola. I don't know. They got the big boats and all, but Brad Stout and his partner, and Matt Bingham and his partner, Jamie Barsley and his partner, Robert Tallman and his partner, all of them gonna go south down there to Tunica and Helena.
Yeah, I'll have to hit you up when we plan on make a trip out there and get some information from you.
I can show you on the map exactly where they do all that.
Sounds good. Well, listen, guys, it's 2:00, and I've got a doctor's appointment first thing in the morning. And
hold on a second.
Go right ahead. So I appreciate Steve, you coming on here and hanging out with us and talking for a while, and everybody coming in and chat.
There's Holographic direct link.
Yeah, I gotta go see Hog Leg.
Oh, is Hog Leg coming on right now? That's good timing.
Yep.
Well,
Search for 2, and I just put it up. You click that, and it takes you right to the show.
All right. You guys hop over and check out Hog Leg. Tell them Muskrat sent you and Jody.
appreciate it, Roger.
Hey, no problem, buddy. Thanks for being here. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. We got Adam Cook from the Nocturnal Pride Sport Fishing. And man, that's sure to be a good show. That guy is, man, he catches some fish now. So make sure you guys got your questions ready. He's a good one.
Okay. All right.
All right. We'll see you guys.
See you, Jody.
See ya.